Going to AEP, kind of do's and don'ts. And I'll put you on the spot here for those listening in. JJ and I didn't sit and do a hour-long prep on this. We just kind of jump in organically and let it flow. Talking about what it takes to be successful, but then also now kind of do's and don'ts, things to stay away from during AEP. Don't get yourself in hot water. Make sure you're doing what's best for the client. Anything that you'd throw out on that note in terms of just do's and don'ts?
Yeah, I mean, I would tell you that whether you're in person or you are doing virtual sales, be cautious with people whenever it comes to their cognitive behavior, or if they're seeming like a little off, or if they're asking you the same questions over and over again repetitively, and maybe they're not taking medication for dementia, but maybe they have it and you just don't know. I would be very wary about that. And the reason why I say that is because I've had experiences in the past where I've helped somebody out, and that individual, they were making repetitive remarks, and then afterwards, they ended up calling in with, their power of attorney that they never told me that they had, to the carrier to complain. And obviously that's a complaint post AEP. So I would be very careful whenever it comes to, how you're kind of analyzing that individual, and take into consideration their behavior, whether it be on the phone or face-to-face. I will tell you from a virtual perspective, you may not be a call center, for example, because you're a virtual agent, right? You're working out of your home or out of your office. But there's a possibility, not saying it'll happen, but you could potentially get called by, a secret shopper. Typically that's going to be from call centers and things like that. I won't rule it out because it's a possibility. But at the end of the day, make sure that you're just following the correct process. I know that AEP can get really crazy and really busy, and we may want to cut corners, especially from a virtual perspective. I would just say, make sure that you learn your trade and that you are doing the same type of process over and over again. I'm sure this is the same in the field, so that it's ingrained in your mind, so that you don't even think twice about cutting corners. Because of the rush during AEP, it can get very easy to pass over that. Just make sure that you're following the right process and being compliant, because guess what? You're feeding a lot of apps in, which means your exposure could be a little bit higher. So just follow the process.
It's so good because it doesn't matter, like you said, whether you're in the field or you're, face-to-face, you're virtual, you're on the space station over by the moon. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it just comes down to doing what's best for the client. And when you're doing what's best for the client, it's hard to cut corners. So I love that. And that's something that I've seen with you and quite a few others that we work with just every day. That's a non-negotiable. Like, I'm not going to have a bad day, which then gives me the excuse to, cut a corner and do something that's sketchy. I love that.